Dear listeners, good morning and welcome to Comme d'Archi, the podcast that opens the doors to the fascinating world of architecture. For newcomers, let me introduce myself. I'm the spokesperson of Anne-Charlotte Despont, PhD in History of Architecture, published author, head of a communication and development agency based in Paris, France, dedicated to architecture. Let's meet every week to discuss culture and architecture with specialists and learn how to look at projects through a context and diversity lens. Thank you for being with me today, and now it's time for talent.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hi everybody, good morning. Guillaume Sibaud.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You are architect and urban planner in activity in Paris, France, and Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's rare or unique?
It could be rare. It's not unique. We have a famous one, which is with Christian Park, which is dividing somehow activities in France and Brazil. And the history of Brazil is also made of a lot of French architects that decided to go and work there.
It's exotic.
Yes, for sure.
Triptyque Architecture is the name of your office. Have you got any partners?
Yes, we are in 4 partners, all of them from the UP9, which is a former school in France, based in the Beaux Arts school, but which is not existing anymore. The actual name is Val de Seine, but all the partners met themselves during our studies, so we decided together to go to Brazil, even if one of the partners is Brazilian girl, Carolina, and maybe she somehow motivated us to go there.
Okay. We will talk about your project, the Villa M project located in Paris as well?
Yes.
Where in Paris?
Just in front of the Pasteur station, the subway station.
It's a mixed-use building dedicated to healthcare. The interior was designed by the famous Philippe Starck.
Mm-hmm.
And in the team of conception, Coloco looks after the landscape. But the impact of the building appears a little bit important in a small parcel. You will explain all of the project. Is it delivered?
It's not delivered yet, but we are in the last phase of the construction, and you can see the final state of the facade. That is a strong infrastructure, steel infrastructure, which is holding the slabs, but also organizing or structuring a planter strategy that is divided in all floors. So we have this complex of planters, which is exactly fitting inside the profiles, the steel profiles, and giving a kind of vertical garden made of medical plants and flowers, linking to the main activity of the building, which is, as you said, a building dedicated to healthcare and medicines.
Okay. Could you describe the context of the project?
Yes, it's a very interesting programmation that is not existing in that form. And our client is the Groupe Pasteur Mutualité, which is one of the biggest company of insurance for the
Doctors?
Yeah, doctors
Yes.
and nurses. And the Groupe Pasteur Mutualité has decided to create a special place for them. That is a place where they can find rooms, hospitality spaces, but also spaces for healthcare. That is a medical approach, corrective medicine. I don't know if it's the right terms. And also space for work, which is a kind of co-working spaces, and also conference spaces. All of those programs are staking one on top of the other and composing the complexity of the building, just because, as you know, we have a complexity of views and also norms when you are stacking different programs one on top of the other. So the main difficulties in terms of techniques was to, fit everyone and everything in the same place. And this is something to do with the fire regulations, but also some specific regulations we have to follow.
So it's a new way? It's a new program?
Yes, absolutely. I think that some programs should exist, I don't know about, but in France for sure this is the first approach in which the Groupe Pasteur Mutualité is really looking forward to repeat and extend in other cities. That one is quite well located just because it belongs to an ecosystem, an health ecosystem, which is one of the most interesting between the Pasteur Institute next to the project and the Necker Hospital. So that the building itself is not, a single piece inside the city, but it's made to be connected with these two other components. So that's the Pasteur Institute may use also the conference spaces or the restaurant or maybe the hotel part when they are receiving some external people. Researchers are invited, and also with the Hôpital Necker, and we are more talking about people that are planning a surgery or some and people that are coming with the patients. So it's a new experience for everyone. I don't think that the Groupe Pasteur Mutualité has completed already the programmation. I think that the next one, the next Villa M, should be different, but it's a very exciting adventure anyway.
So, do you want to tell us something else or something special about this project?
Yes, maybe I can say that the building has been designed to be a single infrastructure frame, which is fitting for every component of the program. And the basic cells was the hotel room, which, defined the width of the structure. But we were really interested in create some building structure that can afford a future transformation. That for sure will happen in a very close future for sure. So the idea was that, and to open the building and to give to the city, to show to the city the main programs and the staking of the programs. This is the reason why we use the very big windows, the biggest windows we can, with a transparent glass, to have this fluidity between the urban space and the activities of the building. And this is very important. And we are also proposing a vegetation layer in between, which is, creating some framing of the human activities and also bringing some comfort for the users.
I think this project is classical, but very modern in the same time. What do you think about that?
I think it should be something very positive.
Is it your intention?
That's for sure. When you are, designing something from Paris in such a big avenue, you have somehow a big responsibility also to build for Paris and respecting the story of the city. So the future of the building, the way the building will be accepted in 50 years, the way that it will also suffer the time. Every construction in such a localization has to integrate the perennity. I don't know if it's the exact term. And it's a big responsibility, but also it gives some guidelines to be followed. And this is the reason why we also choose to have a kind of classical approach of the building, in which we were interested in linking the building, the design of the building with the surroundings and especially the modern building you can find in the extension of the avenue. One of them is obviously the building of Rue Vavin, which is a Henri Sauvage building, very, very inspiring for us.
2 words about your collaboration with Philippe Starck, the star of the design.
This is not the first collaboration we have with Philippe Starck, and this is always inspiring to see the know-how he has in creating some outstanding internal spaces. And that was exactly the briefing that the Groupe Pasteur Mutualité gave to him, to give body to a very sensual approach of what could be an healthcare building, a building made for the care, for the bien-être, the bien-être, which is the other name of the Villa M, la Maison du Bien-être. So I think that the interaction of the interior design and the architecture will, in that project, fit perfectly well.
Thank you very much, Guillaume, for your participation.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, and see you next Wednesday for our new interview in English. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to tune in to our previous content on Instagram at Comme d'Archi Podcast. If you like it, make sure to promote the podcast by giving it 5 stars on Apple Podcast and adding a comment, or on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe and listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.